In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the VLOOKUP function in Excel 2016. So I'm going to start by opening the lesson from lesson 10. It's called 10 Fabricam Bonus. And the VLOOKUP function it really means vertical lookup, and that's what V stands for. So vertical lookup. In the syntax we have, you start with the equals, type VLOOKUP, and in parentheses you're going to put the lookup value. So that's the cell you want to reference as a guide, and then the table array. So where's the table that the information is going to come to that is comparing it to, and then the column index, which column in that table array is it coming from, and then our range lookup. So searches for a value in the first column of a table array and returns a value in the same row from the column index number. So we'll go through and see what that means. So I've got my spreadsheet, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be on the Performance tab, and I'm going to select cells A15 to C20. So A15 to C20 over here. And we're going to name this. So we're going to go over to our Formulas tab, Define Name, and we're going to give it a name. It's trying to call it Years with Fabricam, and we're going to call it Bonus. Everything else we're going to keep the same. We're going to click OK. We're going to click in E5. So this is the first one we're going to do. So to begin with, let's do it this way. We're going to go to our lookup and reference, because that's the type of function it is. We're going to go down to the bottom. It says VLOOKUP. Click VLOOKUP, and our function arguments box is going to open. Our lookup value. So down here it says the lookup value is the value to be found in the first column of the table and can be a value, a reference, or a text string. So lookup value, we're going to type B5, or we can just select B5. So click B5. So how many years with this company has this employee been employed? So this person has been there 12 years. All right, the table array. So the table array is a table of text, numbers, or logical values in which data is retrieved. Table array can be a reference to a range or range name. So this is when we're going to use bonus. So we can go up here and we can click Use in Formula on our Formulas tab. Click Bonus. So that bonus are these cells. That's our table array that we're referencing. Then our column index number. So the column index number is the column number in table array. So our table array here, so the column number in this table for which the matching value should be returned. So in this one, what we're trying to find is the individual bonus rate for this individual. So we know that we go down here, and the column number is 2. This is the second column in this table array. So we're going to type 2. And then our range lookup. We have choices. We can put true or we can put false. So is a logical value to find the closest match in the first column. So it's going to go and say, all right, has he been employed with Fabricam for 1 year? Yes. Has he been 2 years? Yes. 5 years? Yes. 10 years? Yes. 15? No. So it goes down to this lower number and it compares it to 10. So it should return 2.5. So we're going to type in there, we're going to type true. If we were to type false, we want to find only the exact match. And this, we have ranges of years that the person can be employed. So if they're employed for 3 years, it would be the same as 2. If they're employed for 4 years, it would be the same as 2. If they're employed 7 years, it would be the same as 5. So that's what true means, is that we're finding the closest number that does not exceed the number. So we click OK, and it returns 2.5. So he will be compensated at the 10-year mark. He's been there for 12. Then we can just take this and pull it down. And it returns a NA, #NA at the bottom, because we don't have a number to compare this to. This is 0.5. The closest thing we have is 1. 1 is larger than 0.5, so it's not going to give us the value for 1. We don't have a 0, so it doesn't have anything to return, so it says NA. Now we're going to do our back office. We're going to try to just type it and see what happens. So equals VLOOKUP, open our parenthesis. So it says lookup value. So what are we looking up? So we're going to look up for B5. So we're still comparing it to B5. That hasn't changed. How many years? Then we're going to put a comma. And now, if you notice, this is dark. So it's telling us table array. Our table here, table array is bonus, comma. Now what's the column index number? So we're looking for back office bonus rate. That's what this is in our table array. This is 1, 2, 3, the third column. So we'll type a 3. We're going to put a comma. And is it true? Yes, we want to use true again. So we're going to compare it. We don't want exact. Click enter. And so 1%. So 10 is 1%. We're going to pull this down. And this is always going to be NA because there's not a number to reference that. But there's our percentages for our back office bonus rate. And there's an example of how to use the VLOOKUP.